evening, and thank you for joining us. Our top story tonight, attorneys for a 35-year-old accused murderer say they'll launch a diminished capacity defense. It's for their client when he goes to trial this summer.
That's right. Law officials say diminished capacity calls Nairobi Chandler's mental state into question when police say he allegedly strangled 31-year-old Kaylin Bishop to death last May. Chandler is being held without bail at Fairbanks Correctional Center, charged with first-degree murder and 3 counts of evidence tampering. Court records allege Bishop had been trying to leave a contentious relationship with Chandler when she went missing and was later found dead along the Richardson Highway. Authorities also say Chandler impersonated Bishop by sending text messages to friends and associates pretending to be her after she had already been killed. State prosecutors say if such a defense is brought forth, they want Chandler's mental capacity tested as soon as possible to avoid delays in the case.
If the defense is going to file an affirmative mental health defense, it's months late. If they're going to do that, it needs to be done, and we need to let the case follow due course. There should be a deadline for that. The deadline already passed. It was within 10 days of arraignment. I understand things can happen. I'm not going to hang up on a good cause, but they need to make a decision now, because if that's going to be filed, it needs to be filed. I would like a deadline and a status hearing on that midweek, so there's no undue delay.
Chandler faces a possible life prison term without the possibility of parole if he is convicted. Trial in his case is set for the week of June 10th and is expected to last anywhere from 10 days to 2 weeks.
Meanwhile, trial in almost a one-year-old Fairbanks murder case involving a 2-year-old boy has again been delayed. Carl David Jr. is charged with first and second-degree murder and third-degree assault. That's in connection with the mid-April 2012 beating death of Jacob Williams. The trial that was set to start next week has been postponed until April 29th. According to police, the young boy had been left in the care of David while his mother, Brooke Williams, was running errands. Police say David became angry when Jacob had apparently wet the bed. The boy was critically injured in the alleged assault and later died from his injuries.
State fire officials have released information on the cause of a North Pole fire that killed a 5-year-old boy. The cause of the fire has been traced to a lighter the boy was reportedly playing with. On February 22nd, the North Pole fire killed Elijah J. Gayraman. Alaska State Trooper spokeswoman Megan Peters said that an adult and another child were confirmed to be in the duplex unit when the fire broke out. Investigators say the fire lit by the lighter spread to clothing or a blanket of 5-year-old Gayraman. The fire was contained to one room inside of the residence, and no one else was hurt during the incident.
We have been awaiting news of budget cuts and how they would affect members of the United States Army. Yesterday evening, soldiers received the first of them. Due to the current fiscal challenges, the Secretary of the Army approved the suspension of tuition assistance, or TA, today, effective at 1 p.m. Alaska time. Soldiers of USAREC were informed during closing formations late yesterday afternoon or evening of the changes. Any soldier who applies for TA will be denied after 1 p.m. today. However, those who are currently enrolled will be able to finish their current classes only. Soldiers can continue to access their GI Bill benefits if applicable.
We received notification yesterday, March 7th, due to the uncertainty in the budgetary execution, of course, and the potential year-long continuing resolution and sequestration. We'll continue to have the Education Center open and provide counseling and assistance with education opportunities. Department of Defense wide is looking at all programs.
On top of the tuition assistance suspension, the Programmatic Environmental Assessment, or PEA, released by the U.S. Army, details more cuts in store, and this time in personnel. The Army's proposed PEA would reduce active Army strength from the current number of 562,000 to 490,000. Fort Wainwright and all of USAREC was listed on the proposal as a post that could experience a change in soldiers and civilians. This is based off of 2 alternatives listed: to inactivate 8 brigade combat teams, or to inactivate and reorganize additional combat maneuver battalions. Now, no final decisions have been made, and the comment period originally scheduled to end February 19th has been extended until March 21st. Lots of cuts looming in the future, but Mike is going to tell us about something else that's better news, which is weather. So Mike, tell us what's going on.
Boy, hard to beat today's temperatures. We're looking at 40s all over the interior. Going to cool off a little bit tomorrow as the storm system that's been giving us all that warm air from the south starts to work its way over to the west. And as that happens, the flow will decrease and allow some cooler air to come in from the northeast. But as you can see on our latest radar, all the energy is staying south of the Alaska Range. That's why we're not getting any precipitation. We are still getting, once again, though, lots of warm temperatures. Now in the lower 48, another storm system moving across the southwest part of the country. Expect to bring severe weather. We'll tell you all about that and all the weather later on.
Okay, thank you, Mike, and we'll return right after the break. Stay with us.
This edition of the Fairbanks Evening News is brought to you by Northland Hearing Services. Better hearing with a human touch. Kendall Auto of Fairbanks. And by Nissan. Innovation that excites. And by Spadard Builder Supply.
Welcome back. The newest member of the Alaska State Board of Education and Early Development has been sworn in, and the face locally is very familiar. State education officials say Fairbanks resident Sue Hall was sworn in by Governor Sean Parnell at the board's meeting in Juneau on Thursday. Parnell appointed Hall to replace Jerry Benschoof, whose term has expired. Officials say Hall's term is effective until March 1st, 2018. Hall, who served on the state board between 1982 and 1987, is currently president of the Association of Alaska School Boards. Officials say Hall is also a past president of the Alaska PTA.
In a play right out of the Northern Exposure television series Playbook, the Tanana Valley Clinic is welcoming out-of-state doctors to their pediatric practice. TVC is participating in the Alaska Track Pediatric Residency Program in partnership with the University of Washington School of Medicine, Fairbanks Memorial, University of Washington, Seattle, and Providence Health and Services of Alaska. Now, the unique program welcomes resident doctors who require real-world experience in their area of medicine. It is hoped the program will also attract physicians to stay in the community once their program is complete. Today, TVC staff welcomed Dr. John Hawes to their facility and to Fairbanks. Hawes says he does feel a little like the fictional doctor from Northern Exposure.
I did. Actually, that was my favorite TV show when I was a kid. I used to watch it with my mom every night it was on. So, yeah, that was a little bit of my motivation for coming up here, actually. It's great because we have the combination of being at Seattle Children's, which is kind of a big academic center, but also coming up here and getting to practice rural medicine where the resources are different. It's a really great experience.
And we will have more on the TVC program and more with Dr. John Hawes next Tuesday on our weekly health report.
There are a lot of events going on this weekend in the Fairbanks area, but here's one you might want to put on your checklist. The Fairbanks Arts Association will be presenting Art Expo. That's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Pioneer Park Civic Center. In addition to a myriad of events for parents and kids to participate in, the Bear Art Gallery, located on the 4th floor of the Civic Center, will be showcasing art creations from paintings to crafts of students throughout the community. Music and storytelling will also be included.
Art Expo is our celebration of art. It's a full day of free events, vendors selling local handmade crafts, information tables, crafts for kids, live performances, a literary reading at 1 o'clock, and storytelling at 2, and a full day of art for free.
Local children are getting the chance to learn about Alaska Native culture through song and dance this week. Denali Elementary School has been teaming up with the Athabascan Fiddlers for over 20 years. Tradition continues this year as the Fiddlers return to share their talents with local youngsters. The Fiddlers say they hope to inspire children to learn more about the fiddle, guitar, or dancing in order to keep the tradition alive. Native Elder William Tritt says it's also important to bring the music to life in the classroom, as well as pass their knowledge from the elders to the younger generation.
Later on down in the future, they'll be dancing with different groups from like a Fiddler Association and with dancers. That's why we don't want to give up that tradition. That's when I was little, like these guys here, and I was just sitting around, and now say, you want to dance? I said yes. And now I'm teaching these little ones how to dance.
Okay, Joe Cook is waiting in the wings with your sports. He's up after the break. Stay with us.
Brought to you by the Law Office of Rita T. Alley. Peace of mind through professional legal services.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the sports seat for you on TGIF. A lot to get to this Friday, so let's get started. Today, the Nanook swimming program has a national champion. At the NCAA Swim and Dive Championships in Birmingham, Alabama, junior Bente Heller won the 100 backstroke and became the first ever national champion in program history for UAF. Heller outtouched Ashland's Julie Women by 0.16 seconds, finishing in 54.42 seconds, a quarter faster than her prelim time. Heller is now a five-time All-American. Sophomore teammate Margot Adams came in second in the 100 butterfly for the second year in a row yesterday. Her 54.63 second time is a new varsity record. Both Adams and Heller were swim in the 100 free for their last events at the NCAA Swim and Dive National Championships. In their first appearance in the GNAC Championship Tournament, facing Montana State Billings, the Nanook men's basketball team showed they weren't intimidated by the big stage. The Nanooks separated themselves after a 15-15 tie, and the Nanooks had a 37-27 lead going into halftime and shot 58% for the game, including 66% in second half. They dominated with 48 points in the paint, out-rebounded the Yellow Jackets by 9 and got contributions from everybody with 43 bench points. 17 came from Stephen Tietze, leading 5 Nooks in double figures as they win 87-73. Tonight, the Nanooks face the top seed Western Washington Vikings. The Nanooks are the only team to blemish the Vikings' once perfect record. Seattle Pacific and Central Washington are in the other semifinal after Central Washington beat UAA on a buzzer beater. And last night, it was game 1 of a 3-game series with the Wenatchee Wild. The Ice Dogs got off to a slow start, but in the second period, that's where the action happened. And it was stick it to cancer night, and the Ice Dogs definitely stuck it to the Wild with this goal by Jacob Hex. 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the period, the Wild answered 6 minutes later with Chris Curl's goal, but that was the only one that Steve Perry would give up, making 25 saves. Garrett Clement set up Hex again midway through the third off the rebound. Clement and Kyle Lee also had 2 assists. Max Birkenbein added a penalty shot in the third, and the Ice Dogs get 31 shots on goal and take a 3-1 win.
Once I got that first one, that really brought the confidence up, and then I think it brought our confidence up in our teammates as well. Like Kyle and Gary had a really good game after that. So
I thought that we played with some good emotion throughout, and we had our opportunities. 2 good hockey teams out there. It was actually a fun game to watch. We got the first one out of the way, and all the focus was directly on tomorrow night.
It gives us that opportunity to keep rolling now. It gives us that momentum that we always seem to lack on the first game. So it's always a good thing to get the first one.
And next week is the start of the USSA Marriott Junior National Cross Country Skiing Championships. It's been about 10 years since the event was in Fairbanks, and now it's back, and the top skiers in the nation will converge on Birch Hill. The events are free technique, sprint, and interval start, and classic technique, mass start, and relay. 425 junior skiers from ages 14 to 19 will be participating. 42 have formed Team Alaska, and Max Donaldson, this year's ski meister from West Valley, will be on that team. We sat down with Aylin Allgood, a former West Valley ski master and 3-time junior national ski champ, who's the sponsorship coordinator for this huge skiing event.
There is a home court advantage for sure. There's plenty to be had for knowing the familiarity of your warm-up and where to ski, where the uphills are going to be the toughest, where the downhill corners are the sharpest. All those things Alaska skiers know like the back of their hand. And this is the premier event. This is the event that they have been training for the whole season. Alaska will bring about 40 skiers, and we've got a lot of depth. And so I feel like our chances to bring home the overall cup is very, very, very good.
And for all you dog mushing fans, the IFSS World Championships are going on in Salsa and will be in Fairbanks next week, along with the GCI Open North American. But today was the start of the limited North American Championships at Jeff Studdert Race Grounds on Farmers Loop. The 6-dog race started around 1:40 today, and the dogs were ready to go. Amanda Beard of Fairbanks setting off on the track. She led the 6-dog race, which is a 6.2 miler today, and tomorrow will be an 8-mile event on Sunday as well. Jessica Doherty is the favorite in this event. There's also 1 and 2-dot ski ring and 8 class across the 3-day event. For event results and more, visit the Limited North American website, sleddog.org. And finally tonight, we present the Iditarod leaderboard provided by ExxonMobil. Leading the pack right now is Martin Boozer. Remember him? He is trailed by Ellie Zirkle, Aaron Burmeister, Jake Berkowitz, and Sonny Linder making the top 5. Lance Mackey and Ken Anderson of Fairbanks are 14th and 15th right now. And that'll do it for sports at 6. We'll have more tonight on the Sports Nightcap at 11, bring you Nanick's playoff action and a whole lot more. My man Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Welcome back to Fairbanks Evening News. Once again, time for a look at weather. I'm Mike Schultz here, and we've been looking at moose shots all with this week, so why not end our night with it? As you can see here, as you can see our night, here we go. We're going to get it. We got some computer problems going on here. Okay. There it is. Okay. Anyway, N. Haynes sent this photograph in, a moose with a view. And again, we appreciate that photograph. All right, let's take a look at our numbers right now at the airport. 43 for the high day, 36 currently. There's your record high and record low. And the sunrise and sunset works out to 10 hours and 58 minutes, 11 hours tomorrow. All right, real quickly, looking at what's going on across the rest of the state. And you see showers around the Juneau area. Cloudy skies the rest of southeast Alaska. Cloudy, foggy, and a little snowy up and down the west coast. Still some snow falling around Barrow, and cloudy skies at Fort Yukon, 19 degrees. Lower 48 weather, more rain falling across the southwest, and now storms moving in across much of the central portions of the country. On the satellite and radar, there's the area of low pressure that's causing all the problems. Again, more storms moving across, and as far as the jet stream is concerned for later on, actually next week, again, diving way down to the south, more cold air moving across the central sections of the country. Back to Alaska for tomorrow. As you can see, we're looking on the northern sections for partly cloudy skies at Barrow, snow showers for Nome, cloudy skies at Fort Yukon. Over the interior, not bad. Winds finally decreasing at Healy, cloudy skies for Fairbanks. Over southeast Alaska, looks like areas of rain scattered in Juneau and Ketchikan. And over the southwest part of the state, snow at Bethel, a few clouds in Cold Bay, rain and snow at Kodiak Island. While in south central regions, looks like cloudy skies in Anchorage, rain and snow for Homer, and a couple of inches to 3 inches for snow for Valdez. Okay, we've been talking about the ice park all week. The multi-block sculptures will be judged tonight at 11 o'clock, but tomorrow there's a lot of good things happening.
Tomorrow night is going to be equally exciting because of the awards presentation.
Well, it's great because it's over with. We announced the winners of the 2013 BP World Ice Art Championships, and everybody's excited to see actually who is the winner in both the abstract and realistic competition.
I'm really looking forward to it because I get to be the one doing make all the announcements.
Yes, well, we appreciate you being the master ceremonies, you and John Ringstead from BP. I can't say thank you enough.
All right, well, thanks you for all you've done for us here, and we look forward to many more days until the end of March for everybody to have a chance to view all these wonderful sculptures and have fun with all the great opportunities here for the slides and everything else.
And we hope to see you there tomorrow night. Here's your forecast, 12 degrees for the overnight low. Tomorrow's forecast looking at 27, still not a bad day, with cloudy skies. And the extended forecast, as you can see here, we're looking at temperatures to slowly start cooling down by the first to the middle part of the week. And even some chance of snow showers for for Sunday into Monday, with overnight lows also warming up and then cooling down as cooler air moves in. And of course, don't forget that we have the daylight savings time resuming Sunday at 2 a.m. Spring ahead 1 hour, so set your clocks 1 hour ahead before you go to bed Saturday night.
All right, and KTVF and McShane's are hosting a contest for 35 tickets to the home show March 22nd through the 24th. 7 pairs of tickets will be given away daily next week. Make sure to visit webcenter11.com to sign up.
Okay, thank you both. And that'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, big jobs numbered and unemployment drops. Has the economy finally turned a corner? That's next with Brian Williams.
You can check us out online anytime, webcenter11.com, Facebook, and Twitter.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.
Good night.